Hey, so in this video, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to create almost any type of training content in Conveyor's lesson system. So lessons are like your chunks of training that you're going to mix and match in your courses. So you can make a lesson and you can reuse it in multiple places. And if you update that lesson, it's going to update everywhere that it's being referenced. So this makes your content creation process easy and efficient. So in this video, I'm going to show you two different types of lessons for two different use cases. So the first one is scenario-based training. And what I mean by that is that you're going to take a lesson, a video lesson, and you're going to only show a portion of it to your learner. Then you're going to ask your learner a question about what they would do given the situation. After that, you'll backfill that information, their knowledge, with the second part of the video that has the solution that you're looking for. So let's see what that looks like. First, I'm going to go over here to New and say Lesson. I'm going to do it from scratch. And all I'll do is grab the video engagement and drag it over and drop it. Then I'm going to post my YouTube video and look at it fill really quickly. And then I'm going to set a custom start and stop range. So I want them to watch the first half of the video, 52 seconds worth of time, and I'm going to ask them a question and drag it over and drop it. Then I'm going to fill the information in with the question that I want to ask, and then I'm going to actually come over here, copy this engagement to the clipboard and paste it right here, and it's going to take the exact same video and it's going to set me up to show the rest of the video. Then we'll say done, and we'll save it. And literally, it's that fast to create this kind of content. Now, let's see what this looks like for the learner. So the learner will click into the content and they'll begin watching the course. Notice the time right here.
Hey, how's it going? Hey, can you, hey guys.
So now the learner has the engagement. The next question, they're going to try to answer the question. They get a wrong answer, and then the correct answer. This is what it looks like. Then they watch the second portion of the video, and that's all. And then you click finish, and the lesson is over. It's that fast. So now after we've created this video lesson engagement, we can drop this into any course that we want, and I'll show you actually how to do that in the second video of this series. Now, the second engagement that we're going to see is the internal podcast. So this might show news from the field or talk about company information that you don't want to be public. Maybe it's proprietary information, but you do want to track it and you want to see who's consuming it. And maybe you also want to add some engagement to this podcast. So what if you had a podcast that wasn't just audio, but actually had engagements like a poll question? So let's get started with creating this. We'll add a new lesson, again from scratch. And just like with the video, we're going to grab the audio file and drop it in. You can add a transcript. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to select an audio that I already have. Then I'm going to select an image and dress it up a little bit. I can upload it from right here. And that's it. Now, maybe we will also want to add a question, maybe a poll to find out what they think of the audio format. And maybe we also want to ask a stats tracker about the helpfulness of it on a scale of 1 to 10. And this is just a ball that they drag, and we'll actually see what that looks like in a moment when we test it out. And so maybe then I also want to give them some more information about my content. So I'll just embed a URL. And I can just copy the URL and paste it right there, and the system will recognize it, and it will embed it into the lesson engagement. So let's take a look at what the learner sees. So your learner will see the podcast here and notice that they have the other engagement that they had access to earlier. But let's click into here and we just push play and the episode begins. They see the time frame of what's being played. So let's click next. So now they listen to the quality. What'd they think of it so far? Well, it was great. And then on the scale of 1 to 10, was it helpful? So yeah, it was great. Let's update that. And then here's that content that they can click into right from Conveyor, which will open up a new window in whichever browser that they are in. But then they can come back and finish that lesson. This is an internal podcast that your learners can listen to when they're driving or when they're on a jog. And again, you can be engaging and you can ask them questions about their experience as you push information toward them for their consumption. So these are just two ways that you can utilize Conveyor for, again, two different types of training with two different kinds of outcome.